The uppercut is a sneaky, powerful punch. Let's talk about exactly how to throw it and when to throw it.
Watch this.
Boxing on the edge. On the edge. Boxing on the edge.
Welcome back to Boxing on the Edge with me, Henry. Today we're going to be talking about the uppercut, specifically and meticulously how to throw it and when to throw it from an advanced point of view to a beginner's perspective.
Boxing on the edge.
Okay, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. As always, hit the like and subscribe. Today we're going to be talking about the uppercut. It is a very sneaky punch. It comes with a lot of power. It's typically shot up close on the inside, as we like to call it in boxing terminology, or in the pocket, which is where you're basically in a phone booth with your opponent. It can be thrown from the outside, but you need to have a little bit of tact and intelligence in order to land it, because it is so far away and it's a shorter punch normally. So we're going to go over how to throw it meticulously and what mistakes you're making and how to correct them, and I'm going to explain what types of uppercuts there are and demonstrate that. Alright, enjoy. Okay, the uppercut typically is thrown in up close because it is a shorter punch and it's a little harder to set up. So when you're on the inside or in the pocket, as I mentioned, the uppercuts are a great short shot to catch your opponent, usually on the bottom of the chin. But you know, you can throw them anywhere, but that's the main target area, and that's what's probably going to do the most damage, because if you haven't bitten down on your tooth and you catch an uppercut, it's not fun. Check out my stance video if you haven't already studied that and you don't know how to stand properly. That applies to most punches. I'll leave the link. Okay, so the uppercut is really, there's not that much movement in it. Okay, so from here, if you notice my shoulder, my left shoulder is facing quite far forward. That is a good stance to start out on. And for the uppercut, if I'm throwing a right uppercut, I'm just switching my shoulders. Boom. So then you end up here. A key point for the uppercut, you want to try and keep it straight. So it reminds me of the hook a little bit, in the sense that that is going straight. You've got the power coming down here. Okay, that's where the point of impact is. This has to be straight. Okay, same with the hook. You know, that impacts like that. The uppercut's like this. And the reason why, especially if you're a beginner, if you're coming in at an angle like this, you're going to hit your wrist and damage it by pushing it this way. And if you come in like this too, you might hit it and then hit your wrist downwards. It's going to cause a lot of pain and damage for a beginner if you haven't built your strength in the wrist up. So to avoid that is to shoot straight. Have it as a right angle. And if you're throwing two uppercuts, it's all in the shoulders. All right, punching is in the shoulders. The shoulders is going to help you form a better technique consistently. For example, see the shoulders at the front, shoulders at the front, shoulders at the front. You turn your arm, you turn your shoulders, you shoot straight, and you keep your base and your balance. The left uppercut is actually going to be a little bit harder for beginners, but if you always think about the shoulders, one has to be in front of the other. If your both shoulders are like this and you're trying to throw uppercuts, it's going to be very hard to keep it in straight line. It's going to be very hard to get that rhythm and that momentum. And if you change that, you just move your shoulders, you're going to find it so much easier immediately. So punch from the chin, always. Turn your shoulders. Rotate the hips. Try and keep it straight. Turn the back foot. You don't always have to turn the back foot with the punch. If your body is asking you to do it and your knees are getting locked out, turn it. Don't overturn it. I see a lot of feet just getting turned for the sake of it. You don't need to do that. Just turn it when your body needs you to turn it. And relax. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, much appreciated. Next week's video is going to be about the herky-jerky style, specifically fighting against it from my point of view, but we're also going to talk about some of the plus sides to it and what professionals use it and why they use it. And shout out to Clint for that one on the request for the video. Much appreciated. Be well, have a great week, and I will see you next week.
On the edge. On the ridge.